Today I wanted to give you an update of my Wealthsimple account. I made my first video just around a week ago about Wealthsimple, and now that I've had it for 1 week, I wanted to give you an update on my earnings so far and how everything's been going, and show you guys how you can get started and give you some methods to increase your investments and to really grow an investment to a significant amount of money. So these are going to be some investing tips and showing you how to get started on Wealthsimple. And I will also show you how you can make a free $500 just for referring 3 friends to Wealthsimple as well. So once you get started, if you start referring some friends, then you can get more money managed for free, and you can also get a free $500. So definitely something to get into and give a try. But I wanted to show you guys where I was at. I think about about a week ago or so when I uploaded the first Wealthsimple video, I was around $2,000 portfolio balance, so I've added a bit more money, and I'm going to be consistently adding more and more to this to show you guys how it can really grow. And I hope that you're going to invest as well, because Wealthsimple has been great so far, and as you can see, based on the simple percentage of my investment, I've already made 1.1%, and I've had it for like a week. So I've already made $58. Obviously, this can go up and down, and obviously, it's not realistic to assume that it's going to consistently go up 1% every week, because in a 1 year period, you're going to be going up 52%. That's not realistic for this kind of investment. But I am in a growth portfolio, so it is going to be something that's going to either grow fast or go down fast. And I'm fine with that because it's going to be a long-term investment for me. So what I'm basically doing is I'm putting in $200 every single week, plus I'm adding in a lump sum every week as well, as of right now. And then I'll eventually stop that lump sum and just let it run its course, because as of now it's at 52.58, and by the time I'm 65 years old, if I consistently invest just the $200 per week, then it will achieve over 1.3 million. And this is just from Wealthsimple. I have other investments on other platforms as well. So as we can see, we'll go down here, and as we can see, I have $21,200 that will be managed for free. With the more people that sign up, the more money that I'll get managed for free. So I've had one person sign up and actually invest, and then several other people who have signed up but just haven't put in the $250 yet, which is totally fine. Just get started when you can afford to, or when you're able to. But yeah, I want to see as many people get signed up as possible, because it helps me, and then this is also going to help you guys, because when you sign up under my referral link, you will get $10,000 managed for free. So there's not many banks or anywhere that's going to manage your money for free. That's why Wealthsimple is great, and they're going to manage it for free for the first year. So definitely good to get started with it. And as we can see, I've only had it in here for a week, and I've already made $58. Now, $58 is an okay amount of money, but we just have to remember that this has just been put in, and it's a long-term investment. So I'm planning on keeping this in here for years. So that's why I don't care if it goes up or down a little bit right now, because I'm not worried about taking it out. It's going to be a long-term investment. And because it's part of a TFSA, I don't pay tax on anything that I gain on this, which is nice, because that really saves you. Some of my other investments that went up several thousands last year that aren't in TFSAs, then they actually will be taxable, and I have to pay tax on that amount when I take it out. So that's a nice thing with TFSA, and that's a nice thing with investing with Wealthsimple. So let's show you where my money is actually invested in. So what we're going to do, we're going to go in here, and we can see that I will move this over here. We can see that I am invested in Canadian stocks, US stocks, foreign stocks, more US stocks, company bonds, emerging market stocks, and government bonds. So then it shows how each of them are doing. Out of everything that I have, only the emerging market stocks have went down, and I only have $516 worth of that. So everything else has went up. US stocks are up 2% and 2.2%. And then we got foreign stocks that are up 1.6%. So this is just where I'm invested in the market value of each thing that I have. You can change your risk level by going into here. Like 1 would be very low risk and then 10 would be very high risk. So I'm at an 8, which is a little higher. So if you're looking to take this money out sooner than later, I would go to a lower risk level. But for me, like I said, I'm going to be keeping it in here long term, so I'm fine with doing a higher risk level. I could even go to 10. It's not a big deal, but I'm just leaving it at 8 for now. And we can see the portfolio theme is standard. So you can do socially responsible investing or halal. I just leave it as standard, but depending on what you want to do, you can select either socially responsible, halal, or standard. And yeah, I've been really happy with Wealthsimple so far. And I said I was going to give you guys some tips for really growing an investment. And the biggest tip that I can give you guys for growing an investment, especially at a young age, is put in money as frequently as possible and have that same amount of money go in every week or every month. The more you put in, the less risky it's going to be because you're going to be investing more often. So the market's ups and downs won't affect your investment as much. So basically, let's say you have $100 to invest, and then each week you're able to put $25 in. Well, that $100 is your initial investment, so you put that in, and then each week you're going to put in $25. Well, if the market goes up one week, say 5%, and then the next week it goes down 20%, and you're investing each and every week, the market's going up and down really doesn't affect your investment because you're consistently putting it in. And when you're putting it in each week, then it's going in at that rate. So if you're putting it into Wealthsimple, it's going to be allocated amongst all of these different stocks and bonds. So say you have a total of $500 and you're going to invest it all at once. Well, if you invested at a high point, then if that market goes down, then your money's going to go down and you don't have any more money going in. And that's the real way you're going to really grow an investment, is by consistently investing and consistently putting in money. So if you're able to just put in a small amount each week, then that's going to be a lot better than putting in one large amount and just leaving it. Because if you're able to consistently put money in, that's when you're really going to grow an investment. And with several of my investments, I put in money every single week, and that's really grown. Like, there was one investment that I started out with, and I put in $5,000 to start with, and then I was putting in $500 each week. That investment has grown significantly now, and that's just been a couple years. And so it doesn't matter how much you have to put in. That part doesn't matter nearly as much as how often you put it in. So if you're going to consistently be putting in money each week or even every 2 weeks, say you get paid every 2 weeks and you just put a very small fraction of your paycheck into an investment, that's going to be very beneficial in the long run, especially the younger you are, because that's when you can really take advantage of compound interest, because compound interest works best if you're younger, because the more that you can invest when you're younger, the more it's going to compound over years, and you'd be amazed to see how fast your investment can really grow. So let's go back to the home page. And this is just crazy to see, because this is with putting in $5,000 up front and then investing $200 per week. So this is where you see compound interest, because this is assuming a 5% return on stocks and around a 1% return on bonds after all the fees. So we can see $5,200 now. Next year, if I just consistently invest $200 every week, which may be a lot for some people, but even if you can just do a smaller amount, like $20 every week, that is really going to help in the long run because of compound interest. So then in 1 year, it'll be up to $16,000. The next year goes up to $27,000. And this is only investing $800 per month. So $9,600 per year, which it's really not a lot, especially even if you're making like $40,000 a year. That's not a lot of money, because you should be investing at least 25% of what you take home. So if you're able to, I highly recommend investing as much as you can now, because the compound interest is really going to amaze you. Like, you're putting in, let's say I'm putting in around $10,000 each year. So at 30 years old, I'll have $40,000 in here. And if I'm investing on average $10,000 per year, then in 10 years, theoretically, I should have 140,000 if there was no return on investment. And this is where you see the crazy effects of compound interest. So theoretically, it should be at 140,000 when I get to 40 years old. But because of compound interest, we can see when I get to 40 years old, instead of 140,000, it is at 205,000. So that's an additional 65,000 just based on the compound interest. So let's say same thing, 40 to 50. So it should be at 305,000. Well, let's go to 50. And now it's at 490,000. Like, you can really see how it really goes up in this area. So let's say we're at 50 years old and we want to go from 50 to 60. So that's still just investing $200 per week. So $9,600 per year. So let's say it should be around another 100,000. So let's say it should be around 590 when I get to 60. Instead of being at 590, it's up almost 400,000 to 970. Now this is because of compound interest. And compound interest, like I said, as you start younger, that's when you're going to give your money more time to compound, and that's when you're really going to grow. And that's why Wealthsimple is really targeted at millennials, because millennials like to do things easily. Basically, you're investing in smart investments without having to actually do it yourself. They do it for you, and they take care of all your investments for you. And so as we can see, from 60 to 65, so based on $10,000 per year, it should be at another 50,000. So it should be at 1,020,000. But as we can see, in 5 years, that grows to 1.3 million. So the more money you get invested, the more you're going to make based on compound interest. And that's why compound interest is so important, and that's why you don't have to invest with Wealthsimple, but I highly recommend it, and I've been successful with the investing that I've done in the past, and now I've just started with Wealthsimple in the last week, but I've already seen success with it, and that's only in 1 week. I've already made $58. Now, I know it's not going to continue to making 1.1% per week, but even if I make 10% in a year, that's an easy $500, and then that's going to compound. That's why Wealthsimple is a very user-friendly and great platform to use. It's targeted at millennials, but literally anyone can use it. So if you want to take advantage of Wealthsimple and get started investing yourself, then I will put a link in the description below where you can sign up using my referral code, and you can get $10,000 managed for free. So that's going to be a nice perk. Like I said, I have, as we can see down here, 21,200 that'll be managed for free. But as more and more people sign up, I'm going to get more money managed for free, which is going to be nice. And there's already been several more people that have signed up, just haven't invested the money yet. So looking forward to seeing more of you sign up, and we can share our journeys together of growing this investment. And it's going to be really fun to see, because I'm going to consistently show you guys how my investment's doing, so you can see how it's working for me, and then you can decide whether or not you want to invest with Wealthsimple and give it a try for yourself and grow your own investment. So thank you so much for watching. Like I said, there's going to be a link in the description below where you can sign up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more.